Hi there, this is Jamie Walker with Reason Funding and DigiPro. In today's video tutorial, I'm going to take you through editing or adding a new blog post. In the previous video tutorial, we kind of took you through just the basics of where to go to find the blog post and what kind of functionality you have there on searching for a blog post and sharing that blog post to Facebook. So if you're interested in that type of information, please check out that video. So for the purposes of this blog post, I have opened up an existing blog post, and I'm just going to kind of take you through the anatomy and the basics of adding a blog post to your website. And so I'm using an existing blog post. Title is the difference between peer-to-peer and crowdfunding. And I'm going to flip over to the actual live page. And so you'll see that title right there. Underneath that title, we have the slug. And for those not familiar with what a slug is, it is basically the very end of the URL. So you'll see that here. So if your website is with us, it's going to have the full URL /blog / then the slug. And you'll see real key element right here is that in between words, do not leave any spaces. Try to use hyphens so you can have a very clean looking URL. Underneath that is the author, and you can leave this blank if you choose. Right now I've got my name in there, and you'll see that displayed right here. So category, today we're talking about blogs. So I've got blog checked here. I've got the status marked as inactive. You can, when you're editing a blog or you're creating a new blog, I like to have it set as inactive. And then when I'm making edits, just come down here and continue to hit the submit button. While you're doing that, as it's set as inactive, it's basically in draft mode. It hasn't published anything out to the website yet. So if you're working on a blog and say like your phone rings or you have to leave to go to a meeting, you can come back to the blog. It still hasn't published. It's in draft mode, and then you can finish it up. So you can set your post date. So I've got this set for today. If you're kind of working on something that's going to be posted in advance, you can set this date for like a future date. So maybe if you've got a designated day that you do all your blog posts and stuff like that, you can come in and do all your blog posts and then schedule them out to hit the website. And you can also have an end date. So if you want a post to fall off of the website on a particular day, you can schedule that end date. If you don't want it to fall off, then you can just leave it blank. You'll see here we've got tags, and basically tags on a blog post are the categories to make it searchable. So I'm going to come back over here and go to my blog, and you'll see these topics right here. These are all the tags. And so if I have peer-to-peer set as a tag on a post, when I click on that, that post will appear under that category. So to add a tag, you would just select from the drop-down. If you need to add a new tag, you can just type in that tag and then hit the add button, and it will add it here. If you need to remove a tag, you can just delete it off of a post. The next thing is a featured image. So you can upload images from your own device. I like to use, the size that I like to use on my images is 500 by 330. It just looks really well. You can also, 600 by 40 is a good size for an image. So when you're working with images, you would just upload it from your machine. I'm in the file manager, so each one of our orgs comes with a way to manage assets. in images, and I've got a separate folder set up for blog. So if I come over here, you'll see all of my images that I use for my blog, and there's my image right there. So I'll just click on it. And then down here underneath is the image alt text. This is basically just a description of this featured image that you have. So my description is image of a computer screen with the word fundraising across it. Next is the description. So this is a short description. Try to leave it to like about 1 or 2 sentences. Coming back over here, this is this information right there. So when somebody is looking for content on your website, that short description is what they will see before they click on the learn more. So down here is the content. So you can go ahead, and if you're wanting to add content and write your blog post, you can go ahead and start typing directly into this content. Me personally, I like to go ahead and type out my content beforehand using Microsoft Word. I've got a Windows machine, so if you've got a Mac, whatever word processing software you have installed on there, you can use that. So this is the blog post that I've typed out in Microsoft Word. So I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to select Control A, which is going to select all of the post, and then Control C to copy it. Come back over here to my blog post. Now, just a word of caution: don't just paste that content right directly into this section. What you want to do is using your mouse, right click on it, and then select paste as plain text, and then paste it in there. And the reason why you're doing that is there's a whole bunch of like HTML and code behind the scenes in word processing documents, and if you just go ahead and paste it into this web platform, you're also going to be pasting all that HTML, and it could cause some issues. So basically, when you right click and then paste as plain text, you're stripping out all of that hidden code. So once you have it in there, you can come in and just start kind of formatting it a little bit, however you want it to look. So I'm going to add my space there, space here. So that's there. Select the color. So I'm going to highlight that, and I like to use this gray. And then I'm going to bold it out. Choose that gray again. It was darker gray. Bold it out. And I'm just going to hit submit to save it. It's still inactive. I'm in draft mode, but I like to save as much as possible just in case the phone rings. And then what I also want to do is I want to up here space, and then I'm going to add a link to a form. So I'm going to put this. If you're interested in learning more about reason funding peer-to-peer, please schedule a demo. And then I'm going to come up here and hit this link. Type in text to display, link description, title. Now within our system, you can have an internal link, an external link, or a file. An external link would be like a third-party site outside of our system. For this, I'm going to select an internal link, and it's going to add a page that I've already got built out. So I'm going to choose demo request, then have it open up in a new window. And I'm going to come up here. And make that a consistent color. And then hit save. And then I'm going to make it active. I'm going to come back over to my site, and I'm just going to refresh the page and then click learn more. And there we go. Beautiful blog post. Link over to a demo request, and then just check on like the master blog link. There it is. And then I've got a blog block on my home page, and just see how that is looking as well. There we go. May 10th. Click on the link, just testing. And there we go. So this is Jamie with Reason Funding and DigiPro, and this is a video on how to add a blog post to your website. Thank you very much.